or our guest will be talking about study programs in the field of environmental science and engineering, and how to study these programs in Germany. Here are two programs from two different universities. Actually, the second program is collaboration of two universities. You will hear about that in a moment, and I will be, of course, presenting both guests separately. Now, who are we, or why we organize those kind of webinars? This is my German University, Germany's largest database of English taught study programs, and this is just simply means that if you want to study in Germany in English fully or partially, and you are searching for study courses, you can use our study finder, which has the courses listed there, but at the same time it has very user-friendly filters that help you to find corresponding program in a short period of time, and also according to your criteria. For example, if you already have your English test done and you are searching for programs specifically that are accepting IELTS, I don't know, 6.5 or TOEFL special grade, then you can also filter for programs according to this. Then maybe you want to apply via UniAssist, and then you are searching for programs according to this points, and you can actually even combine different filters. Therefore, it is useful and should be saving also your time in your search. But I will be also giving some advices of how to correctly use the study finder in a moment. What else? We have on the page lots of articles that are free of charge, and you are very welcome to check them out, as those articles have very informative information. And really important is that we are writing it from our perspective, which means that since we have also went through this process of applying and studying in Germany, we try to also share these insights with you. Therefore, those articles are definitely worth your attention. And then we try to stay connected or interactive, and therefore we have webinars, and these are two big groups of webinars. Today you are attending one of the subject webinars, but we are also have general webinars when we talk about studying in Germany, generally about visa issues, about scholarships, UniAssist. Therefore, even if today you have something specific to that, I probably will be referring you to our general webinars when we have like 1 hour dedicated to those broader topics. And then, of course, the subject webinars when we have guest speakers from different universities, and we are always very thankful for their time, and happy to then host or moderate the sessions together with them. And of course, nothing would be possible without the team. On below, you see our co-founders or founders, and here is the whole team. We are from different countries, different background, and of course, Germany is the point on the place which unites us. We have all studied in Germany and are happy to share this experience with you. Then you also see different flags, and this means that also our articles are translated into different languages. So if you prefer reading in another language, then you are also welcome to try out those articles or read them in your native or more familiar language. All right, now, since you are here, I assume you have browsed environmental sciences or engineering subject filter in a study finder. And if you did so, then you could see 224-degree programs in this direction. And then here's a breakdown, and there is even more breakdown, or here you can see that there are English-only programs, which means that if right now your English is not that, or your German is not that strong, and you don't feel comfortable taking courses in German at this moment, you can also go for fully English programs. But I'm sure today's guests will also encourage you to improve your German while you are in the country, because it will be helpful for the studies or the future if you want to also work in Germany. Now, if you don't know how it feels studying environmental sciences, environmental engineering in Germany, then you also have overview for that. So we have subject pages. And on those subject pages, you see rankings, tuition fees, application and admission requirements of programs in this directions in this subject, and of course, the list of universities. One suggestion will be not to be guided by single aspects like only city names on only fees, because it should be a program that fits you in terms of all different things. It could be location, it could be program structure, it could be even a professor that is teaching in this course. So this, and finally, you are the one who should create those criteria and then select the program accordingly. Briefly about the university landscape in Germany or the differences. In Germany, there are kind of two big groups. These are universities and University of Applied Sciences. There were some historic, of course, differences between them, and we even have an article about that. But today I want to emphasize one thing. It depends on your desire. So if you want to focus more on research and theories, then you could probably try applying for a university. If you want to do more application and practice-oriented program, then a University of Applied Science could be a better choice for you. But of course, there could be some exceptions on both sides. So we have heard about that in this webinar frequently. And finally, one thing which is really important is when searching for programs, so not all programs are called Master in Environmental Science or Bachelor in Environmental Science or Engineering, Environmental Engineering in Germany. Could be name variations. Even today's programs have different namings. So if you are searching by program name, you could be missing out very nice, interesting, and unique programs. Therefore, we advise you to search by subject, and then you can also, of course, narrow down your search with different criteria. All right, so it should be course management here. Already I see my typo, but the main thing is correct. Lu Chen will be our first speaker, and thank you very much for being here. The program outlook or overview is on the left side of the slide. So we are talking about Master in Science, Air Quality Control, Solid Waste and Wastewater Process Engineering from University of Stuttgart. The location of your potential future university is also visible, but I'm sure Lou will have a better introduction on that. Thank you.
Thank you too. Yeah, thank you, Nino, for your introduction. And now I will share my screen. Yes. I hope you can see my presentation. Okay, yeah. So welcome also from my side. My name is Lu Chen, and I'm the course manager of the master program Air Quality Control, Solid Waste and Wastewater Process Engineering. And we call it, like in short, a waste program. Yeah. So first, I would like to start with a short introduction of our university, followed by information about our program. Afterwards, I will provide details about the application procedures and financing your studies in Germany. About the University of Stuttgart, it was founded in 1829 as a consolidated real and trade school. In 1967, it was renamed as University of Stuttgart. One of our most prominent alumni is 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘵𝘪, who studied mechanical engineering at our university and founded the well-known automobile brand Daimler or Mercedes-Benz. Our university currently has more than 21,000 students enrolled, including 4,700 international students. We offered a wide range of programs, including 62 bachelor's and 99 master's study programs. Our university is a member of the Alliance of Leading University of Technology in Germany, known as TU9. Additionally, we collaborate with international companies such as Bosch, BASF, and also like small size or medium sized German companies in this region, providing extensive opportunities for collaboration and career development. Our university has two campuses. This is the aerial view of campus Vaihingen, where all of our engineering programs, including our program, are offered. And the other campus is in the city center, where programs related to humanities and architectures are located. Yeah, about our program. So our master program is aimed at students who studied chemical, civil, process, mechanical, environmental engineering, or related subjects. When you join our program, you will gain theoretical background to engineer creative solutions for environmental challenges. And also you will learn about state-of-the-art environmental and process technologies, and have the opportunities to create your individual profile in environmental sectors. Additionally, you will gain practical experience through organized excursions to companies and also industrials or municipal facilities. And you will also have the opportunities like to conduct an industrial internship during your studies or conduct a study research project during your studies. A brief history about our program. Our program was established in 2002 as a 3-semester program and was changed in 2008 to 4 semesters. The program starts in September with a compulsory intensive German course for students who do not have the knowledge of the German language. Yeah, just as Nina mentioned, since you will be living in Germany, it is very important to know the language, as it will also increase your chances of getting a job offer here. So after completing the intensive German course, we will offer extensive German course during the semesters for you to continue with your German language learning. It's all free, as all the German courses are free, and the courses of the program start in October. Our program is based on a modular system, and at the end, you will receive a master degree of science. So this is our curriculum. In the first semester, you see you need to complete some compulsory modules. The intention behind this is to bring students from different academic backgrounds to the same knowledge level. Just as I mentioned, that we have students from chemical, civil, or process engineering, so with a different academic backgrounds. In the second and third semester, you will have the opportunity to choose 2 specialized areas from 3 specialization, like air quality control, wastewater, and solid waste. In these 2 semesters, you can also conduct an industrial internship or a student research project. And the 4th semester is dedicated for the development of your master thesis. In total, you should complete 120 credits. Here is again the macro structure of our program in written word. So first, 6 compulsory modules and 2 specialized areas. Each of them are 18 credits and elective modules. Here you can see you have to complete 6 credits of extensive German courses during the first and second semester. In case you already have the A2 level, A2 German level, you can choose key qualifications modules instead, and master thesis. Here are some pictures of our excursions. Here you can see two solid waste treatment plant, and also here to conduct some air quality control measurement, and here to our thermal treatment plant. We also organized some excursions to very important fairs in Germany, such as IFAT, which is one of the leading trade fairs for environmental technologies. And because our students come from all over the world, so the study environment here is very international. We organize the intercultural events where students prepare food from their own countries and introduce their culture. During the summer, we also organize outdoor activities such as hiking, climbing for our students. So with all the knowledge and experiences gained during their studies, our students have received good job offers. Some of them have stayed in Germany and worked for large international companies, and others work at the German medium and small-sized company, universities, and research institutes. Some have returned to their own home countries and contribute to the environmental industry there. Yes, and how do you apply for our program? So first, let's talk about our admission requirements. As I mentioned before, this program is aimed at students with a background in chemical, civil, environmental, mechanical, process engineering, or a related field. The English language proficiency should be demonstrated with an IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL IBT 88, or a certificate of an equivalent English test. By graduation, you should provide the certificate of German A2 level proficiency. And the application procedure includes two steps. The first step is the online application through our campus portal. The second step is to send your officially certificated transcript of records via post to us. We still have the second step, and the second step is also crucial because we only process your application after both steps are completed. So for self-finance applicants, the application period is from November 15th until February 15th of the following year, and you will receive the admission letter from our university by April. And the intensive German course, as I mentioned, starts on September 1st, and the courses begin in mid-October. So this is our campus system, just for your information. And you need to upload the listed application documents to our campus system, such as bachelor degree certificate, transcript of records, English language proficiency, and so on. The most important one is your transcript of records of your bachelor degree for the admission evaluation. And here, for more information, we have all the information on our website. So yeah, please visit this link. And one of the topics you might be interested in is the cost of living here and how to finance your studies in Germany. So here I have listed the main expenses for each month or each semester. For non-EU citizens, you need to pay for the semester fees of €170 and a tuition fee of 1,500 per semester. For EU citizens, you only need to pay for the semester fees. So if you apply for a student dorm, the rent varies from 350 to 500 euros. And health insurance is almost 120 euros per month, which is compulsory for all students. How do you finance your study here? So our program is also part of the 𝘱𝘀𝘳𝘵 program, which is the one scholarship option. The application period is from August 1st each year until September 30th of the following year. So exactly next Thursday, our application period for 𝘱𝘀𝘳𝘵 will open. You need to upload the documents required by the universities and documents required by DAAD, also to our campus system. One of the essential application requirements for this scholarship is that candidates need to have at least 2 years of relevant working experience after their bachelor degree and also up to the time of application. For instance, like internships during the bachelor's do not count. On our website, you can find detailed information about the application procedures for the 𝘱𝘀𝘳𝘵. So there are also other alternatives to finance your study here. Like during your studies, you can apply for DAAD stipend or Deutschlandstipendium. You can also work as a student assistant to cover some expenses while studying here. I have also attached a link from our university and to give you more information about living in Stuttgart. So last but not least, we have our own website. If you want to know more about our program, please visit www.waste.unistuttgart.de. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Lou, for the presentation, all the details. Some of the things that you mentioned are also in chat. For example, the program page, EPOS, DAD program, and then application procedure page as well. And later I will also post the info email. All right. So there are some questions. We can discuss them later. But before that, I would like to then give the floor to our second guest, Professor Thomas Martin, who is Dean of Studies and Academic Advisor of Bachelor Engineering and Management. And this is a collaboration or joint program of 2 universities. And you see the outlook here. Only one is visible, but there is another dot as well here, which probably you can see for the second university. But yeah, Google Map did not show both of them at the same time. Then, Professor Martin, the next 20 minutes is yours.
Okay, hello everybody. Am I understood all right? Yeah, welcome to my presentation. I will present this course, Bachelor Program Engineering and Management. And that's a rather special program. It has got to do something with environmental science, but it's got much more to offer. So first of all, my structure of the presentation is also, I want to give you a short overview where is Merseburg, because it's only a small town and probably not known to many. And I will extensively go into the course program. So first of all, where is Merseburg? Merseburg is a fairly small town in the center of Europe, in the center of Germany. You've seen that already. And at the bottom right, you see that it's a small town, about 25,000 inhabitants, next to the city of Halle. right north of us, and the city of Leipzig. Yeah, that's quite close to it. Halle is 20 kilometers. Leipzig is about 30 to 40 kilometers. And it's about 2 hours south of Berlin. So you see in the top, you can you see my pointer actually? I wonder.
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Okay, here where my pointer is, that's Berlin. Yeah, and we are about 2 hours south of close to 200 kilometers. So that's where Merseburg is. Merseburg is a small, very old city, very rich history, but, well, small. And in this place, you have a University of Applied Sciences. You heard of before, Nino told us that there's 2 types of universities in Germany. You have the academic universities, and you have University of Applied Sciences. Our university is fairly new. It's founded in 1992, but in the buildings and the place itself is already from 1954. And as you know, we are in the region of the former German Democratic Republic, GDR, and that was one of the leading universities in the field of chemical engineering, environmental engineering, process engineering. So we are in a very large campus. We only have one campus at the outskirts of this little town, but it's not far from the center and not far from the train station. And this campus, as it is fairly old, this one building has been extensively renovated. So when you enter it nowadays, you don't feel that it's an old building. It's been right up to standard. It's very modern. All our labs have been reconstructed and modernized, and all our equipment, what we have, is all very modern. The lecture theaters are up to standard. Right, so far to this place, you also see in this aerial picture, we have sports facilities and so on. This is just an overview of the campus, and just to show you, I mean, the background color is green, but it's actually not only a designer features on it, but it is really green. Around us is a natural reserve, and there's hardly any villages around. So we are in a very green environment. And the campus, in the dark orange or dark yellow areas, I've pointed out the main building. And also, that's very important maybe for you. We have the halls of residence right next to the campus, and I will talk about that later when it comes to how to live here. We have several halls of residences, and if you come here, you are you have the chance to hire a room there. Yeah, we have a student club, and everything is close together, so you don't need to travel anywhere. Everything is close together. Yeah, this is our director, but just to show you our staff members, we are about 100 professors and 112 professors and teaching staff, and another 300 people, more than 300 people, academic members of staff. Yeah, the university, as I said, is a fairly small university. We have a total of 3,000 students, approximately. And about 20% of these students are of international origin. So they come here for the degree course from all over the world. Yeah, from China, North America, South America, Africa, Middle East, North Africa, I said already. Yeah. So fairly international structure of our courses, both in the bachelor and in the master programs. Yeah, our term times is actually 2. We have a semester system. So the summer term starts 1st of April until running into July. So we are still now in the exam period. At the end of the term is the exam period. And the winter semester starts 1st of October, and it runs into February. And in February are then the exam period. And the August and September and March of each year are no lectures, so that's the off period time. So you can do that for vacationing or working or traveling home or whatever. So there is no obligation to be here at the university. Right. Now let's get to the real to the program. As I said, first the structure, we have 3 departments, and these are actually just showing what we offer. Is one big area is engineering and natural sciences, and then we have a department of social work and media culture, and then a department of economics and business administration. So despite being a fairly small university, it's still very versatile and very interdisciplinary. Yeah, so we have many different types of courses here, offering different courses, and that also reflects, of course, in the student culture and in the teaching culture. That's why I mentioned that here. All right, now let's go to the course information of this engineering and management. As I said, it's a rather special program because it has both in the title, both engineering and management. And this will become closer when I get to the next slide. But first of all, let me say it's the degree you get is a Bachelor of Engineering, and it takes 6 semesters, which means 3 years is the course duration. And we always start in the winter semester, which means 1st of October. And the study language is 100% English. Yeah. Let's get into the module map. So this is basically everything you hear. Don't worry that you can't read everything, and I will break down that now into small chunks. But what I want to point out here is on the left side, the left 3 columns are the engineering columns. Yeah. So that's the engineering part. And on the right side, you have 3 to 4 columns in green and whatever color, orange color. The orange columns are actually the language, and depending on which what's your mother tongue or your learned tongue. Yeah, so that's the important part. It's a program which combines engineering and economics or business administration rather. Yeah, and it's in German we call that Wirtschaftsingenieur, or in English it's called often industrial engineering. That's the literal translation, or it's as it says in our course title, engineering and management. So in the next slide I will break that down. So first of all, the engineering part. So of course, engineering, you will have to have some foundation knowledge. So in the beginning, first semester, the rows you get from bottom to top are the semesters. You see the first, second to sixth semester. First, of course, you start with basics, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and then you get into engineering fundamentals for the next 2 terms, transport phenomena, mechanics, and so on. And then in the 4th and the 5th semester, we go right into the process engineering, environmental engineering. On the top, you have, that's the specialization. You have 2 compulsory, you have 2 electives. And the elective you can get here are actually the biotechnology and environmental engineering next to the sustainable energy supply. So this last term is really the part where you go into the details of environmental engineering, or environmental science, as the webinar is called today. Yeah, and in the very last term, here you say do an internship, and that bar, actually the top row, is actually combined then with, you see on the next slide, it's also combined with your bachelor thesis, exactly. All right, so this is the other half of the course. On the left 2 columns are the economics columns, economic and business administration. And you see they're all in light green. And this is actually the part where we are collaborating with a university nearby, actually in Halle, with the name of Martin Luther University of Halle. And Halle is about, as I said before, 20-25 kilometers away but we are very well connected with a train service which runs exactly 12 minutes. Yeah, so there's a train service from Halle to Merseburg, just over 10 minutes. So you can get there very quickly. So the daily program is also organized that you have Merseburg days and you have Halle days. So there's the timetable you will get. We organize the timetable for you, and the timetable you will get, we take that into consideration that that's in 2 locations. So you don't have to change within a location within 1 day, but they are separate days. Yeah? On the Monday, you're in Merseburg, maybe, for example. On Tuesday, you are in Halle. On Wednesday, you are in Merseburg again. So it's changing in between, is on a daily basis, not on a within 1 day. Then the 2 orange columns, which are on the right, that is actually your language modules. Yeah, so for the English native speakers, or English is, well, the course language is English, but the people who speak English and not German, they learn German over the course of the whole course. Yeah, so and you don't need any knowledge of German whatsoever beforehand. You start with German language basics 1 and 2, and then German is a foreign language 1, 2, 3. So in the end, just as my colleague from Stuttgart said, you will end up hopefully with a level A2. And so you learn that in those 2.5 years, you will be able to learn German, which we think is very good to combine that with a engineering and management program, because first of all, it makes your life easier here. Yeah, and you can your social life, your life in the city will be easier if you can talk to the people. And also later in your professional life, when you study in Germany, it is expected that you at least pick up some German, even if it's not your mother tongue. And that is, so we talked about the entry level. Yeah, the entry level of English, you will need to know. It's you have lots of different programs. That's why I have to look it up. It's a B2 or IELTS at least of 6.0, or a TOEFL with a minimum of 72 points. So it's a little bit lower than we just heard from Stuttgart, but it's still, you need to send your proof of your English proficiency. If you are a German native speaker, and that's the rightmost column, you will have to take another foreign language. I'm not sure if any German-speaking participants are here, but for German native speakers, you have an alternative program. Of course, you know German already, so you don't need to have to follow the German classes. All right, so that's the structure of the course. And you see the dark green, you have a compulsory elective, so it's an elective modules, and that shows in the next slide. So you have a lot of possibilities in the last 2 terms where you can choose from various modules according to your interest. Yeah, so that is the whole thing. If I go back again, so the whole course programs falls into 2 parts: engineering with a specialization in environmental engineering, chemical engineering, process engineering, and on the right side is the economics and business administration part, as well as your language part. Okay, career prospects. We started with this program very recently. It's 2 years old, so we don't have actually any people who have started that. But of course, if you're doing a degree program in both engineering and in economics and business administration, you're very sought after person as in sales, in management, in project management. Yeah, so we have a lot of possibilities there to go with a more a focus on engineering or a focus on the economics, and ideally you are in both sides. So we think it's a brilliant program if you want to work more in interdisciplinary field rather than in a specialized field of only engineering or only business administration. Yeah, so the collaboration with companies, we are a university of applied science, which means you have lots of possibilities during your program, during the 3 years, to also visit companies. We go on excursions, and your final, I already, oops, sorry, excuse me, I stopped that too quickly. Hang on, where's my presentation? I need to, excuse me. I started. Hang on, now I lost it. To stop that again. I'm already running out of time?
No, don't worry.
Are you seeing that again? No.
No, not yet.
So here we are. Sorry. I'll just move forward quickly. What I want to show you, that light yellow bar, the yellow row in the top where it says internship and bachelor thesis, that typically is done in industry. And we are embedded in a very strong industrial area. It's one of the leading industrial areas in chemical environmental industry. Right south of Merseburg is a large area called Leuna. In the north, we have an area called Buna. There's a lot of industry, particularly chemical industry, environmental. We have a lot of waste management companies here in those areas, particularly in the chemical industry. You have air control issues. You have wastewater treatment issues. Of course, you have wastewater treatment plants, both industrial scale, and communal wastewater treatment plants. And that's where our graduates go particularly. You also could do a master program after your bachelor thesis, of course, either here at our own university, but that's then in German. Or we have a master program which is not really in environmental engineering, but it's polymer technology. So if you look at our website, you will find that as well. That's an English program in the master as a master. Nino just said that we are one of the few universities of applied sciences where you actually can do a PhD. So we are quite proud of that, we are also having the right to do a PhD. Right. Now I talked a lot about the course structure, admission requirements. As we are very practical, we expect you to have some practical experience beforehand. So whatever you have done, student work, student projects in industry or so, you need to add proof of that. It's a couple of months you have to do this. So it's not years of practical experience, but a couple of months of experience is okay. The cost of the program is we have a semester contribution of is 250, 260 euros. But with that, you get the free ticket for the public transport for all of Germany. Yeah, it's a ticket called a Deutschland-Ticket. And with that, you actually, with your student card, you get free ticket to all local transport and regional trains and buses and so on, underground, wherever you are in all Germany, which you actually can use there for free. Yeah, there's no tuition fee in Merseburg. Yeah, so it's tuition fee free. And rent costs are about 300 euros if you live in the halls of residence on campus. If you are in the private market in the city, it's a similar, yeah, if you have it in a shared accommodation, a similar price, so 300, 400, 500 euros for rent. Of course, the same as in Stuttgart, we have the compulsory health insurance for students. And yeah, so that's about the cost, which will come to you. Financing, again, as the colleague from Stuttgart said, you have the what's he called, a stipendium, the possibility of a fund, which, if you are a very good student, you can get the Deutschland stipendium, it's called, which is it's a competitive program for excellent students. And of course, you can work here either at the university as a student assistant, either as a teaching assistant, or in the lab as a research assistant, and so on. So there are chances, or you can work in the local industry or local supermarket or whatever. So there are possibilities. Yeah, as I said, we are a campus university. We are very contained, but of course around you have the city of Merseburg is a very nice ancient city with a very historic center, more than 1,000 years old. But you have shops nearby. You also have a halal butcher, if that's important to you. So it's everything is around this place. So you can live here very well. Okay. So that was my presentation. Here you have some people, particularly the central person, Verena Neumann. She's the study coordinator. You will be, if you apply, that's an application procedure is with the university, so you don't need to go to Uni Assist. So we do the admission ourselves, the admission procedure. I know you have, my colleague provided a long list what you require, what your requirements are, but I will put that in my presentation afterwards, which then will be distributed to everyone. Yeah, so there I will give you all the requirements. Yeah, and Professor Schubert, that's the one I'm replacing today. So that's the study coordination. Yeah, and maybe you are interested, I could make you interested in Merseburg, and I will be happy to welcome you in Merseburg. As I said before, our begin is 1st of October. You can apply right to the end, but be aware that the program starts on 1st of October, so you should be here then in person. And we know from different parts of the world that the application procedure for visa is actually could be very lengthy. So please, if you want to come, apply as soon as possible, because if you get the admission, if you get accepted for the course, you will get to apply for your visa, and then only then you can enroll afterwards. All right, so that's part of my presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Martin, for the presentation. Dear attendees, the program structure as a PDF picture or PNG picture is in the chat if you want to have a closer look of what Professor just also broke down. And the contact person, Verena, is also, the email is in the chat. All right, then let us start with the Q&A. First question goes to Lou. The question is it true that there are special fees for foreigners who want to study at the University of Stuttgart?
So unfortunately, it's not just for University of Stuttgart. Like in our state, like Baden-Württemberg, we have the tuition fees for foreigners. So for AU citizens, you have to pay extra tuition fees, like I mentioned before, 1,500 euros for each semester. Since we are part of APOS program, some of the countries are exempted from the tuition fees. You can check the list. It's like the list for ACP countries. If your countries are in the list, so you can be exempted from the tuition fees. But actually, for international students, we have this one. Yeah.
Thank you. Professor Martin.
So yeah, In our state, there's no tuition fee. Yeah, so it's just free. It's just for German students or for EU students or international students. It's all the same. And the what we call the semester contribution, that's actually only, it's not a tuition fee as such, but it's an administration fee. Yeah, you get a free, well, as I said, free transport. You get the subsidized food in the student canteen, and so that's goes towards that, and it goes to the student club. So when you use all that very well, then it's worth having paid that semester contribution.
Great, thank you so much. Let me stay with you, Professor Martin. There was actually, you answered many questions during the presentation, so there might be some repetitions.
Doesn't matter. Please go ahead.
The first question is, so usually students apply right away from after their high school.
Yes.
And as a bachelor's, so I'm worried a bit. Do you have any aptitude tests to ensure that the students fit the program?
No, we don't actually. We look at your school leaving certificate. It should be an equivalent of A-level, yeah, or Abitur, yeah, in German, but it should be A-level. And the other requirement is mathematics. You have to have had an extensive course in mathematics, and it is helpful, as it is an engineering program, it is helpful that you have already had some either math, physics, chemistry background, or I don't know what how the school system is otherwise in other countries, but it's not, if you are a language person, it's maybe not the right course for you. Yeah. So, but we look at math, and you have to have the practical experience. So because we are a University of Applied Sciences, where our focus is on the application rather than on the gain of academic knowledge, so we look at the application of that knowledge in practical experience, in practical work. So we're having a very close relationship with the companies around us. So that's why we also already want to have some students who have some practical experience. You also will have to follow experimental classes, yeah, so practical classes in our labs. In almost all of our modules, you are actually in the lab yourself, and you're doing yourself, working in a chemistry lab with the pipettes or so, or in the physics labs doing physics experiments. Yeah, very basic stuff, and everybody can do that. Yeah, but it's always the combination of a theoretical lecture, an exercise class, and a practical lab class. So that's typical at our university.
Great, thank you so much. Now I'm going back to Lou. Here are two questions about specializations that you have mentioned, and let me combine them, and then you can take over. Are there any special prerequisites for choosing the specialization, or are they open for every student, irrespective of their background? And is it mandatory at all to specialize?
Yes, this module, so you have to choose your specializations in the second semester. That's also like, it's actually the goal for a master program. And there is no requirements for the specialization. You just choose this specialized areas if you're interested in some areas, like air quality controls or solid waste. And yeah, it's open for all students. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Professor Martin, there was a question about the application procedure. So you said it's direct application, and some people say that you need a VPD from UniAssist. And there is also a question, Professor, the page says there are 2 application deadlines with UniAssist and UniPortal. Could you mention which deadline is relevant?
Well, the final deadline for all of our courses are just right before the beginning, yeah, of the course on 1st of October. To be honest, I don't want to say anything wrong, so I'm not quite sure if the uni-assist does matter at all, because you can apply directly, and it's so uni-assist will take some time to process your application. So that's plus 6 to 8 weeks. So if you want to start in October, you should add another 6 to 8 weeks if you apply at uni-assist, because they will take time. And then, but the bigger problem, I don't want to say problem, but the bigger hurdle is actually the time you have to wait at the embassy for the visa. Yeah, that varies from country to country a lot. Yeah, some countries are having process a visa application in 2 weeks or in 4 weeks. Once you have the notification of the university that you are eligible. Yeah, but other countries take a year or two. Yeah, it's a very, very big variation. Yeah, so the process actually I wanted, and that's the same in Germany. Okay, yeah, here we go. We are not restricted with the NC. Yeah. So what are you showing here?
Yeah, dear attendee, I don't know if you are still in the webinar, but you need to have a VPD in case you have not graduated from a German university, if you're having a foreign degree. And VPD is valid for 1 year. Oh, sorry, for 1 year. So if you already had that, you could still use it. So and then you need to upload everything, as Professor said, on the program or program online system.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
So this is the page you just showed. That's our application page. Our website is mainly in German, apart from this one site. But nowadays you have so good tools with Google Translate that you can show every website in the country in the language you want. So we are not going to the length and translating everything into English. So technology there is helping us a lot. And you can just have it translated in English or in the language of you are most familiar with. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will put the application details in the presentations, which then will be sent around.
Lou, I see you are answering the question about the apples, which I wanted to also voice, because I think people also want to know about more scholarship. Could you please voice it? Is the application separate to program and to apples DAD, and with which sequence?
Okay, yeah. So first, if you make the requirements from the AD, like all the requirements, also you have like at least 2 years of working experience, you can apply for the scholarships and also like upload all the requirement document via our campus portal. And if you are admitted, like, or you will be accepted as the scholars of the AD. Yeah, and also like if you didn't accept it as a DAAD scholars, we also had like a preset interview. If you pass the interviews, you will like later also receive our admission from our university. Yes, that's like one part. And after that, if you are not interested in DAAD scholarships, so from November, you can apply for our program as self-financed students. I hope it's that clear.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Then Professor Martin, so if I want to become engineer with business skills, then your program is right fit. Is it okay if I do my second bachelor with you?
Of course. Yeah, you're most welcome to do your second bachelor here. So if you have a first degree in engineering, yeah, or in another subject, yeah, you can easily. There's no exclusion of anyone who has a degree already. Yeah, and the structure of our students is actually, we see that in both in our German courses, regular courses, the specialty of the universities of applied sciences is that there are a significant part of students who have work experience. Yeah, some of our students have family, yeah, and they manage to study despite that additional workload, yeah, having a family and providing for a family. But so we do have a bigger variation in our studentship, amongst our students than only school leaving students. Yeah. So and if you want to do a second degree, there's no limitation to that.
Great, thank you. Lou, there is another technical question to you. Is there a hall of residence at the University of Stuttgart? Do you have dormitories at the campus?
Okay. Yes. That's also like you have to find your apartment at Stuttgart, like in Stuttgart. And I know it's a little bit difficult, and we have no contract like with our student. We called it in German 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨. We don't have like a contract with our dorms. So that's maybe like also a challenge for you. Like you come to Stuttgart, you need to find your apartment, or you should apply for the dorms, student dorms by yourself. But actually, it should. Like although it is really challenging, but I think it also is like an interesting text for you if you like come to a foreign countries, and this is also like a new experience for you. I also like experienced as an international student. I think I didn't like regret that I have to find my own apartment in Germany. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Well, in Merseburg, as it is a bachelor program, everybody is entitled to a place in the dormitory. Yeah. But there's one limitation: you have to be early. Yeah. You cannot come on 1st of October and said I want to have now a place in a student dormitory. Yeah. At the end of the summer, basically in August or so, the places are distributed. Yeah. So I'm really suggesting as well, I'm giving this presentation today, of course, and we have already end of July. If you want to apply and everything, it's also open for you to come next year. Yeah, it's not, you don't feel forced now to, or don't be disappointed that you are too close to the starting point. But what's really important is that you are in Merseburg. Yeah, it's a program in presence. Yeah, so we expect you to attend the classes. Yeah, that's vital for the success of your program. Yeah, we don't offer it online courses or online additional programs. So it is in presence at the university. You have to attend the classes.
Great, thank you. Professor Martin, let me stay with you. Actually, you answered the two questions that I want to voice in the last part of your presentation. First was, do you offer continuation master program? You said about the German taught
Yes.
master's program.
Yes.
So
we have. That's the first question. Yeah. So yes, there's a continuation, but we don't have English speaking in that subject. Yeah. So if you want to stay within environmental engineering, chemical engineering, process engineering in that area, we do have a master program, but it's taught in German, and it's then it's actually a 3-semester program. So you will have an in-between program, and we will give you then what we call a bridging semester because it's only 6 semesters, the BEM, the Engineering Management Bachelor program. So you will get a bridging semester to have enough credits for the master. We have an English-speaking master program called Polymer Material Science. So it's an engineering program focusing on polymers. And if you are more interested in the business administration side, we do have a German program in 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘕𝑖ngenieurwesen. Yeah, so industrial engineering, but it's also German taught.
Great. And the second one was about the work opportunities that you also mentioned. You don't have graduates yet, but the question was, as this is such a multidisciplinary program, I wonder where do you graduates mostly end up after this bachelor study? So it was already mentioned and also on the slide. So I don't want to
Yeah, you work in industry. It's really the focus is industrial, but at the meeting point between engineering and business, or yeah. So sales is a typical example, but everything, project management, where you are responsible for, you know, the buying procedures within the project. For example, if you are in cost estimation, that's a good example where to work. So if you have a big project, you need to determine the cost, what something to build a plant, whatever wastewater treatment plant, for example, how much does it cost? So then you are very well equipped with this program to do that cost estimate. So it's at the meeting point between engineering and management, and you have a good engineering background, so you can talk to the engineers, and you have a good business administration background, so you can talk to the hardcore business people.
Thank you. There is one technical question to Lou. Is your program limited in admission?
Yes, yes. Like each year we will accept like 40 students, and this semesters we have added more students, but we will see so how many students will come. Yeah.
Great. And Professor said there you don't have, right?
Well, we don't have a limit, but as we are a fairly new program, we have to see how that will develop. At the moment, we don't have a limitation on that. So typically it's 25 people on the program, but we easily could cope with 30 or 40. Yeah.
Great. Lou, there is a question: how extensive can be the internship? I don't fully understand it, but if you have any interpretation.
Okay, yes. I just did the research. Like we have a part like it's optional modules. You can choose an industrial internships like during your studies. Total it is 6 credits, and like it means workload 180 hours. So also you have to like conduct it at least 6 weeks. This is the minimum. And if you want, because it's also optional, you can also like do it more like a 6 months internship. You can also do that, but finally you will only get like 6 credits for it.
Great.
May I add to that?
Sure.
Yeah, because in our final semester is the internship and the bachelor thesis, and I said before, we do that. It is not you are not obliged to do it, but it's recommended. It's strongly recommended to do that in industry, and we have so far had no problems for people to find it. We have a very international company base around us. Yeah, there's Dow Chemicals, for example, where everything is working in English. We have the Total refinery, which is nearby, which is where French is a second language in the company. And so there are many international companies, Italian companies, French companies, British or American companies, where the language is no problem whatsoever. Yeah, and people are also going further away. You don't have to stay here in Merseburg, but they go to Hamburg, or they go into the Ruhr area, to Düsseldorf or Cologne. We have had people in Berlin and in Freiburg. So you are open where to go. Yeah, and you also can stay in more applied research. Yeah, we have several. We have a very the German biomass center is nearby in Leipzig, where a lot of people work, and they also have a very international clients where the program is. You can work in English basically. Yeah, so it's no limitation or so whatsoever. Of course, there are also German companies which wouldn't take you on, but that's a few. Don't worry about that to find a place afterwards.
But you also have German classes during your studies, so you will.
Exactly. Yeah, you will, and many of our students actually learn German very, very well. Yeah, I've had people, Indian people, for example, Indian students who speak fluent German now after 2 years or 3 years. It's quite amazing. I'm always envious about such good language aptitudes who pick the language up very easily. Yeah. German isn't all that difficult what you think. Yeah, it's has a reputation of being difficult, but you can learn it all right.
Exactly.
And we have very good language teachers here at our university. So they are only university staff. All our language teachers are university staff. So it's not an external company or training center. So they are, and they also are giving. You might have seen that in the program we have one module called intercultural competencies or intercultural studies. That's where we focus on the differences of culture within Germany and what you know when different parts of the world, wherever you come from, the Germans are whatever punctual, or Germans are very direct in their statements. Yeah, they say yes or no if they like it something or don't like something. Yeah, so but it's no offense in that. But it's you have to get used to that, and if you know that, and we have a training program specifically for that, so that you are actually becoming familiar with the German culture in the context of an international setting.
Great. Thank you so much, Professor. All right. I see some remaining questions, but many of them were already addressed, or they are, directly application related, like your previous degree, which, like, for example, Lou will not know if you are eligible with your Earth study program before they also see your transcript and all other things that she also mentioned on the slide and presentation. That's why I'm not voicing them. And also, we are already running out of time, so I would like to, first of all, thank our guests for being here, for your time and contribution. Thank you very much for answering so many questions. Dear attendees, we are happy to have you, happy to hear your interest in those programs. So if you're in the process of application, you are also welcome to get in touch directly with program representatives directly. The links or the emails are in chat. And yeah, hurry up is already advised. Don't wait until the very last day of application. And
Yes.
best of luck with your application. All right, having said that, then have a nice rest of the day, everybody, and great upcoming weekend.